Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Seth with SethPerler.com, and I have a letter here from a parent that I want to go over with you. She says, this is Andrea, and she says, I have reached peak frustration level with my 2E student. And 2E, for those who don't know, means twice exceptional. So an exceptionality is basically, if you think about the bell curve, it's either side of the bell curve. It could be, exceptionality could be gifted, and exceptionality could be some sort of a disability, Asperger's, autism, dyslexia, ADHD, sensory issues, any type of, quote, disability you can think of. So a 2E means gifted and struggles with some sort of disability. But this mom says, I've reached a peak frustration level. And then it says, I've attended many parent seminars, conferences, talks, meetings. You get the picture. And after attending yet another one last night and leaving frustrated, I thought I'd ask you this question. If all the experts agree that kids should have limited screen time, and I absolutely agree with that, I think it can be toxic to a lot of students and very difficult to change, especially once they get into middle school. If experts agree that they should have limited screen time, especially kids with ADHD, she says, why then does every bit of advice come with yet another app or website to introduce to your kid? Okay, so here is my cynical yet honest answer. Why do they always recommend more apps or websites? Why the online learning when the curriculum for most of, well, really, I think all the online courses I've ever worked through with my students have been pretty much horrible. They oftentimes are very poorly written, very difficult to understand. They're very choppy to go through. They're not motivating. It's basically you do this thing, you answer these questions online, you get it done. There's no real support usually on these things. And then you have all these apps that are supposed to help and all this noise, all these things that, so why are these people pushing this stuff? Okay, so if you're a parent and you go to some parent meeting and you hear, oh, this is the latest and greatest new app or this or that, why are they telling you this? Okay, if we know that there's evidence that shows that a lot of this stuff really, I mean, kids, they're not just going to use the app, they're going to be distracted by other things, by Minecraft, by Facebook, by whatever things they're addicted to or consumed with online. They're not just going to stay on that helpful app usually. Okay, so why? Well, two main reasons, what I came up with. Money. People make money. Apps are about money. They're affiliates. And I'm sorry to be cynical, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, and you may be watching this, and you may be someone who's developed a great app for kids that really helps. Well, hey, some apps do help, and I thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're out there doing what you're doing, okay? There are some great apps that can help with certain things if they're used properly. Great. But generally speaking, if you're going to these things, they're making money off of it in some way or another. Now, I'm going to be cynical a little bit more about this. You got to really think about this. What's going on in our educational system? Okay, so we're seeing what's going on with politics today, right? There's just some really wacky stuff going on. And as far as education, which is tied to politics, politicians are making a lot of decisions about education. And what happens is we have a system where we have tests. And the tests are designed to look at a school or look at a child or look at a teacher, gather data to determine the success of that school, teacher, or child, okay? Now, do the tests really show what they claim to show? I don't think so. I'm not a fan of tests. They really bother me. They hurt a lot of kids, and I'm passionate about this today because I've watched so many of my kids be so stressed out by this. I've watched tests interfere with 3 weeks of school every school year, not even counting all the prep time that teachers put into the tests and all the money and blah, blah, blah. Well, what about tests? Let's look at this. Pearson is an $8 billion company, one of the biggest testing companies in the world. Okay, these people are making money. Now, tests. You got to do well on the test. So what do you need? Well, you need good textbooks. Textbooks, have you ever seen a college textbook sell for $180? Like, what book costs $180? And then it's the 17th edition of the textbook, and the 16th edition and the 15th and the 5th edition cost on sale $150. And then what do they give the students for those textbooks? $22 or whatever. I mean, it's a racket, okay? The textbook companies are making big money. And then, of course, you have, if you want to do well on tests, you have to have great textbooks. You also have to have curriculum. So there are all these curriculum manufacturers that sell textbooks and that sell different curriculum packages. So as a teacher, being in schools, I've seen a lot that these curriculum manufacturers will bring in these huge boxes, display boxes, beautiful boxes designed with all these different books and all these supplemental materials and DVDs and all this stuff in this beautiful box. If you've never seen one, you should see it. It's a sight to behold. Like, there's a $1,000 box there, and teachers can look at it and principals can look at it and say, woo-wee, we're gonna do great on our tests because we're gonna adapt this curriculum. They do not teach teachers how to be creative. It's not valued because we want them. That doesn't help the bottom line, right? We don't teach teachers how to create creatively differentiated curriculum, how to think on their own. That's not encouraged, how to make decisions that are outside the box. We don't want to disturb the status quo. We want kids to be in the box, fit in the box, perform on the test so that the school looks good, blah, blah, blah. My cynicism for why the apps is the same reason for all this stuff. It comes down to that somebody's profiting. Do not get me wrong. There are phenomenal teachers, phenomenal administrators, phenomenal therapists, phenomenal people who are involved with kids, who help your kids, who care about your kids. Those are the people you really want to hold on to. You want to get your kids around them because they're really investing in your kids because they love being of service to humanity through serving kids and helping them grow and have amazing lives. They're not concerned with the bottom line, or they may be, but it is not their focus. Their focus is your kid, okay? So there are amazing people out there. So my cynicism does take into account that there are those amazing people. We need them. We need to reward them. We need to inspire them, help them, push them, give them what they need to serve our kids, okay? But my opinion is why? Money. The number two reason why so many apps are pushed. It's easy. It's easy to stand on a stage and say, hey, if you use this app, this is great for kids. Here's a list of 70 things that are going to help your kids, blah, 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 blah. If you follow my blog, if you watch my videos, if you look at what I'm saying, the fact is that helping kids make real change that helps their life and that helps them to launch a great future and have a great childhood at the same time is not easy. It is not. Why apps? Because we want magic bullets. We want it to be easy. We want fairy dust and unicorns and we want something magical that's going to help us with our kids so that we can be assured that they're going to have a great future and that they're getting what they need. And if we just listen to these people and we just listen to the apps and we just do this stuff, and if you're a good enough parent, you'll buy this stuff and you'll buy into this crap and your kids will be okay. Working with these kids is not easy. It takes time, patience, effort, persistence. If you want to change your kid's habit, you can't do it in a week. If you're trying to really change your consistency, for example, as a parent and set a strong boundary about something, it's going to take you a good 6 to 8 weeks with your kid before they even believe you that the boundary really exists. You have to be so firm and consistent and loving and kind. This stuff is not easy. Parenting is not easy. Teaching is not easy, but especially helping a 2E child who has very, very extreme extremes, that's really challenging. And it does require a lot of patience, a lot of time, all this stuff. So with apps and new websites and new this and that, They may be helpful. They may serve a purpose, but they also may be helping somebody profit. And in profiting, they may want you to believe that this is an easy way out. This is something that's not going to require a lot of effort, and if you just do it, you'll be okay. So what I'm here to tell you is that that's not the truth. But the truth is that with consistency, with understanding executive function, with having outside-the-box solutions for your kid, with keeping the big picture in mind, which is their future and their happiness, with certain things, you can help your child transform their challenges and get to a place where they are able to navigate education, navigate life, and create a great future. You absolutely, positively can do this. No, it's not easy, but you can do this. So I just really want to encourage you. Just wanted to make that short video to respond to that. Thank you so much for your email, and I hope that helps. I will see you soon. Take care.